Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast for December 5th, 2025. I am your host, The Uncharted Wolf, and I am joined today by two very special people to talk about all the news and tidbits and the games we're playing in the world of video games. Uh, my two guests is joined by Jackie G.
Hello, thank you for having me on.
I don't know what happened with me there, Jack, with like the pregnant pauses. I was like, God, what was his name? Jack or Jane? I had like a weird ass brain fart there.
Listen, you
Um,
can call me Jane if you want, it's fine.
Good to meet you, Jane. I'm also joined by Bench.
I have left the world of tiles to be here for the podcast.
Tiles?
Tactics, tiles, all the things.
Oh, you know what? My brain is in such a Power Wash simulator mood. I was like, damn, you were washing some tiles in Power Wash? Hell yeah. We got a pretty decent news week here. Some interesting tidbits. Pretty big acquisition actually happened this morning that we're gonna have to talk about. Kind of pertains to the world of gaming as well. But before we get anywhere into that, if you guys want to find us, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite podcasts are found. We're on them. Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming, and also check us out on something. Wait, no, my brain just shut off for a second. I was just like, wait, did I say that we're on YouTube, Spotify? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, like the podcast reviews. I don't know about y'all. I don't know if you could tell. I am like frazzled. There's been this exams week for me, so
Yeah, it's we've been going through it.
yep. But hopefully I can keep myself together, and hopefully you two can carry me. All right, I'm gonna need you guys to talk.
Yeah, we got this.
Before we even get into anything, I actually have the results from, or not even results, but I guess right now the predictions from, that whole Slice of Gaming Game Awards nominee predictions form that I sent to all of you. We got 10 people responding. Moon, Bop, Jat, Bench, Navi, Fusion, me, Jack, Beefhammer, and Dark. Everyone except Colin. Colin thinks he's too cool for us. We already know that. I have the results here. I'm interested in what you guys think of this. So, most anticipated game right now, it's 80% of the vote went to Grand Theft Auto 6. So, what most people were expecting. Not surprising. We all
20.
voted. So the 10%, one person voted RE Requiem. That was Dark, and one person voted Witcher 4, and I think that was Fusion. I'm gonna have to check, which is very funny. I find it interesting because it feels like in the case of that reward specifically, there's just this thought of, well, maybe it doesn't go to GTA 6 for like the third year in a row because it's like, okay, maybe it's something different. But I really do think it's just going to go to the same game again because it's GTA 6. What else are you going to vote for?
Several games have gotten the award several years in a row before, so.
Exactly.
I do like to imagine there's just a shelf full of awards for that one category.
Seriously. That is very funny to think about. It's like, damn, you guys really just so you basically got like 3 game awards before your game ever came out. It's like
they're sweeping already.
Think about. Exactly. Get ready for it. That's very funny. Best adaptation. This is a more split category. 60% went The Last of Us Season 2. Even despite Fusion's cries of sadness, this was something that we were like, no, we still think it's gonna win because it's probably the most prestigious show on there. 30% went with a Minecraft movie. I was one of those because of the 5,
it deserves it.
Of the 5, it's the most popular and also I think probably the funniest movie to win. So I hope it wins. So it's a very bad movie that I like. And then one person voted Splinter Cell Deathwatch. I think that was Dark. It's interesting. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I think with Last of Us specifically, I think a lot of people that weren't huge fans were the gaming audience. And I think
That's
Game
true.
Awards voters, there's a lot of like magazine voters that are kind of just not as big into the gaming world that I think is going to carry Last of Us to win.
Yeah, that's why I voted for it. It's just like it's the big budget, like generic zombie thing. It's probably going to win whether it deserves it or not.
Yeah, no, I think that's completely sound, especially when you have star power like Pedro Pascal in there. It's like, oh, okay, that's the thing with the big actor. But Anthony Mackie was in Twisted Metal season 2, and they didn't add him. They didn't add that show, which is weird.
People
Best
like
multi.
that show.
What's up?
I think people are that show's not actually bad.
No, I heard it's really good, especially season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to check it out. Best multiplayer. This is a very funny one where 50% split, and then it kind of went to 4 different games from there. So 50% of people, 5 of us said Arc Raiders. I think I was one of those people. It just has the most buzz. I mean, Shroud wanted it for Game of the Year, so that's a big one. 2 people said Split Fiction. 1 person said Peak. 1 person said Night Rain, and then 1 person said Battlefield 6.
I'm the Battlefield 6.
Oh, you're the Battlefield 6. Why do you think it's Battlefield 6 over Arc Raiders?
Because I think all the votes have already come in, haven't they, before Arc Raiders was even eligible.
The voting cards were like just for nominations, and then I think they get a separate card after the nominations are revealed. I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, I couldn't remember, but I just assumed that based on when Arc Raiders came out, that may. And to be honest, like Arc Raiders has more buzz, but in terms of like critical reception, I know. Yeah, even then, I suppose it has higher reviews than Battlefield 6, but I don't know. I think they want to give the award to Battlefield because it's the big shoots. It's the only big shooter this holiday. There are no other ones.
The only low reviews for what's it called, Arc Raiders, were specifically about the AI voices, which like, yeah, fair enough, but also it's like you're gonna dog the entire game like 3 points for that. It becomes a bit more difficult. Even if I don't really like the AI voices, I'm still like, I'm not gonna hold it against the game that severely, at least personally. But it seems like a lot of reviews did. I know Eurogamer was a big one with that. Best sports / racing. This was a pretty big split. 80% said Mario Kart World, but then so like 8 people. 1 person said Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and 1 person said Rematch. Do you guys want to guess who said Sonic Racing Cross Worlds?
Dark.
It was Dark.
Hell yes. Look, look, we're looking at these numbers, but at the moment we're all going to tie. So we need someone like Dark to carry.
Yeah,
it.
really. At this point, Dark might actually win because he was so against the grain. It is funny because I played both these games, and the people who say Sonic Racing Cross Worlds are better, I genuinely am flabbergasted that Mario Kart is a much, much better game. Even if I have my issues with Mario Kart, just as a game, it's comically better. Best sim / strategy. 50% said The Altar, so 5 of us, and then 3 of us said Tactics, and 2 of us said Civ 8. Harder one to parse out. I
Civ
just said
8 already?
I'm sorry?
Civ 8 already?
7. I'm bad with Roman numerals. I just be like reading them completely wrong all the time.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. I think Altars I voted just because it had by far the most buzz behind it. But maybe the Final Fantasy name carries Tactics.
Hopefully. So.
Yeah, I went Altars as well, just because that a lot of critics really enjoyed that game. I was really surprised it didn't get nominated for performance, because obviously he does like a million voices,
that was
just
weird
one guy.
not to. Yeah, instead we got to give it to the celebrity. Best family. So 6 people said Donkey Kong Bonanza, the majority, and then 3 of us said Mario Kart World, and then 1 person said Split Fiction. I think this is just like, oh, because Donkey Kong is nominated for GOTY, it's gonna win Best Family. But like, I never really understood this category in general. So like, what, the best game to play with your family? Because Bonanza's multiplayer is pretty bad.
It's just the Nintendo category because they refuse to have any categories for gameplay or anything distinguishing it from a movie.
You said it, not me. You said it. I 100% agree. It'd be like a best mechanic category would be so cool, but what's the Hollywood Reporter going to say about that? They'd be so confused. Oh, mechanic? Where's my cutscene?
Exactly.
Best fighting, kind of a joke category this year. 2XKO, 5 of us said. 3 of us said Fatal Fury, and 2 of us said Capcom Fighting Collection. I just went 2XKO. Did you guys say anything differently?
I went Fatal Fury.
Collection.
Oh, you went, wait. So you went Fighting Collection? You think the Capcom name carries it, Bench?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and then you said Fatal Fury, Jack?
Yeah, listen, you doubted it earlier in the year when you counterpicked it. Don't doubt it again. It could sweep.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, it probably won't. It probably will go to 2XKO. I'm just hoping the early access thing holds that one back a bit.
Best RPG. I'm really surprised this one wasn't a 100%. 7 of us said Expedition 33. 2 people said Kingdom Come 2, and 1 person said Outer Worlds 2. I think it'd be really cool if Kingdom Come won this, but I think it's just right now Expedition is the front runner for everything now.
I think I said Kingdom Come.
Oh, you think so?
I did
think
as well.
So. I think the main reason was
It's a lot more of an RPG.
I think and I also think there's going to be some. I think it needs to win one award, and this will be that award.
I don't think that.
Game Awards is kind of known to sometimes spread the love around. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I hope so. I like when it's not just a sweep because that's kind of boring to watch.
Yeah,
but I just think it's like, oh well, it's genre as RPG, so I'll go with that. Betch, I was actually curious. I talked about this a couple weeks ago with Fusion. Do you think there should just be a best turn-based and a best action RPG category? Just separate them.
Listen, I theoretically yes, because they're very different games. However, you don't want to have too many categories.
Yeah, but I feel like
It's kind of where I stand.
The categories just feel so broad to the point of like anything can get into most of these categories because like everything's an RPG really at this point.
Yeah, but I think there's just they're gonna never do that because there's gonna be too many categories, and that's not kind of why the show exists.
Yeah, I'm with Bench. I think that they don't need to separate them, but they do need to like properly define it and actually communicate with outlets on what the categories mean. That would be cool. But
yeah,
one day. Best action game. This was funny. So 9 of us said Hades 2. 1 person said Ninja Gaiden 4. Hey, who was the 1 person? Wild Shot in the Dark.
A Wild Shot in the Dark. There you go.
Dark.
Oh well, there you go. I didn't even notice I said that. Yeah, I mean Ninja Gaiden 4. I know got a lot of buzz for its action, but Hades 2, very much the most action-packed game of these. Maybe not the most action, the biggest buzz around it. I mean, I think it's still technically the highest rated game of the 6 nominees for GOTY, which is very, very insane.
Yeah, it is. I did a big chart comparing all the nominees again, and added this year's in.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, so yeah, it's the highest. That makes sense. It's a good ass game. Best VR/AR. This felt like a shot in the dark. Most of us said Deadpool VR. 2 of us said Midnight Walk. 1 person said Alien Rogue Incursion, and 1 person said Ghost Town. I don't even know what Ghost Town is. That seems like something Bob played. And then I think I was making fun of Arcane Age on the podcast, but then I was like, this looks neat. And then no one voted for it to win Best VR/AR. So God bless you, Arcane Age. Not really much to say. We're just not a VR podcast.
Yeah, I completely guess with Deadpool, but I will say Midnight Walk might be a good shout because I think it has a non-VR mode, which means more people might have just played it and then will vote for it anyway.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
I kind of wish I'd picked that, but oh well.
Yeah, I think I picked it for that. I picked it because it was pretty.
It is very pretty.
7 of for best mobile game. 7 of us chose Uma Musume. 2 of us chose Destiny Rising, and 1 person chose Sonic Rumble. I haven't checked. I bet you the Sonic Rumble vote was dark again. I just feel it in my soul. I do think it's funny that 2 people went Destiny Rising. I know that's like, oh, it's better than Destiny 2 right now, but that's not saying a lot. I feel like it's pretty easily going to be Uma Musume because that just by far had the biggest hype around it.
Yeah, and I forgot Destiny Rising was a thing.
Yeah,
me too. I didn't know it was out.
Best debut indie game. 9 of us said Expedition 33, and 1 person said Blueprints. I really don't like that Expedition 33 is in the indie categories. I've already explained my point on that. Okay, I'm glad we're all on the same page. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's probably going to win.
I picked Blueprints just because I realized all of my answers were very predictable, and I was just like, well, I've got to mix things up a little bit.
I respect it. My thing is, Jack, I think the show is predictable. So
I think my hope is
that
my hope is that there were enough people who looked at Expedition 33 and went, we're not nominating that for indie or best debut, and like it obviously got enough to get nominated, but does that mean it got enough to win? Hopefully not.
You overestimate Expedition 33 fans. They'd kill if that game told them to. They would.
True.
So true.
I would kill for that game.
So boring, Jack. Come on, you gotta like things like Shadow Labyrinth.
Man,
You
I
gotta say
tried.
that's your. You should just say that's your game of the year just for the like shits and giggles at this point.
Listen, in another
uh,
world that could have been, and Bandai Namco let me down.
God bless. Best independent game. Five of us said Expedition 33. Again, weird that it's in this category. Three people said Hollow Knight Silksong, and two said Hades 2. This is the one I think I want to believe Hollow Knight can pull through on this. I
Mhm.
really think that game deserves to. Either Hollow Knight or Hades 2. That'd be awesome. I think it again. It's very possible it's just going to go to Expedition 33 because people look and it's like, oh, that's the one I like the most, and just vote at it without thinking.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's the Expedition 33 crowd.
Yeah, same logic as before. I picked something other than Expedition 33, and like I really was struggling between Hades 2 and Silksong, and I kind of regret picking Hades 2, but I don't know. I think it has a good shout.
I think
Good shout.
Silksong having more players is going to be the thing that puts it over the edge for the win, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Best community support. I don't think we need to go into this too hard, but it was actually very split. 3 Helldivers 2, 3 for Fortnite, 2 for No Man's Sky, 1 for Baldur's Gate, and 1 for Final Fantasy 14. Bench, I gotta ask, did Final Fantasy 14 do anything this year?
Yeah,
Like major?
there's no expansion. I don't know if I voted 14, so I don't.
But like, did they do anything like, I don't know, like
yeah,
a patch?
Yeah, oh yeah, there'll be 3 patches this year.
Would
all
you
with
say the
new ben-
current state of the game, you're like, damn, they really are cooking, they're nailing it? Or is
It's
it just like,
it's
yeah, you're in a
a,
transitionary
a
phase?
lot of people were not thrilled with Dawn Trail. I was not one of them. However, I think this patch cycle has been pretty good. I went back
Okay.
to the game a couple months ago. They kind of how it works is point 1, point 2, point 3 kind of carry on the normal expansion. Point 3 came out, so that Dawn Trail expansion overarching story has ended, and I think it even for people who weren't a fan, it ended in the best possible way for kind of the collective. I really enjoyed it. I know several people really enjoyed it, and all like the changes beyond just the story people have enjoyed. So I think
Okay.
people like it. And also, new patch
makes
comes
sense.
out next week.
I remember you
Okay.
pop.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I remember you popping off for the Monster Hunter crossover because you said that was a pretty good
Yeah,
patch.
I'm gonna
When are
get back in 2 weeks and do all that.
when are they going to announce the next expansion?
Next year, the Fan Fest already have dates. There's 3 Fan Fests, and it'll be announced at that first Fan Fest. And
Do
then
you think it will like
the next,
this time next year? It might
it'll
release.
be well before then.
You
I
think?
think it'll
Oh,
probably come out next holiday.
okay,
if I
fair.
guess.
I was just looking at Endwalker because I remember that was December, wasn't it? So
Yeah, and then they after Endwalker, they kind of extended the patch cycle, which pushed back the expansion. So yeah, I think next Fan Fest, which is probably in the maybe middle of spring, you'll get the expansion announcement and details. Same for the next 2. So it'll be a big year for 14 next year.
Makes sense. Yeah, a bit more of an off year this year than comeback
Mhm.
big swinging. I can at least say for Helldivers 2, they actually had a lot of stuff. They had that Halo collab. They introduced big city environments, the fight for Earth and whatnot. So like there was quite a bit, but I really do think community support could go anyways. I kind of think you should just get rid of the category, just have it be best ongoing personally, but that's just me. I don't really know what community support really means anymore. Uh, Best ongoing. Speaking of, so this was pretty big sweep. 6 people said Fortnite, but then one person voted for every other game. One person for Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, No Man's Sky, Final Fantasy 14. My thought process was that it goes to Marvel Rivals for the sole reason that it was not eligible for like multiplayer game last year, and this is kind of their hey, here's the award for Marvel Rivals that it should have gone last year because there's so much groundswell behind that game. It's been very much from an ongoing standpoint. They added a shitload of new characters. They added a lot of like maps and modes and whatnot. I think there's enough hype for that game for it to win. Personally, I'd want Helldivers 2 or Fortnite personally, but I think Marvel Rivals is probably the one that wins.
it was
Yeah.
eligible for best multiplayer this year, wasn't it? And it wasn't nominated.
Yeah,
So
it was a pretty big year for multiplayer games, though. So I think they just
yeah,
avoided
that's
it
true.
for that reason. And then we moved to games for impact. 9 of us said South of Midnight, and then one person said Wander Stop.
I picked that because the journalists thought it had a cute theme. That was literally it.
That game pissed me off, man. I'll be honest with you, Jack, because I love Stanley Parable so much. And then the creator's like, I'm making a game about making tea, which is like my least favorite thing possible. But it's like, it's gonna have a twist. And then it came out, and everyone's like, there's no twist.
It reminds me of
I was so
all the
pissed.
deaths. Do you remember all the deaths? Well, of course you do. You remember all the deaths.
Oh yeah, of course. The Death Stranding ones where everyone was just like, "Oh, there's gonna be a twist. Kojima's fucking with us. It's not just delivering packages." And then it was just delivering packages.
Stranding kind of respects it.
Yeah,
Yep, I
exactly.
respect.
Though with Death Stranding, it seemed to have worked out. So
Yeah.
Best performance this is a weird one. Okay, so 5 of us said Jennifer English. I think this is the time Jennifer English. I voted in Jennifer English. I think this is going to be her win. 2 people said Troy Baker, and then someone put in quotes here for Indiana Jones, which is like, how is that game getting nominations? Am I right? I don't know who put that in personally, so that was
Yeah,
weird.
no idea.
One person said Ben Starr, and then 2 people said Charlie Cox. I thought it was going to be Jennifer English. I would like Konatsu Kato to win, but I just don't think there's much chance, especially for a international voice actress to win. But that would be really cool. But yeah, Jennifer English, I think this is probably her award. There's been a lot of people that hyped up that game and specifically her performance. I think Ben Starr will get his eventually. He's still young. He will get that game award one day. I forgot, Bench, who did he lose the Final Fantasy 16 one for? I forget
Neil
who
Armstrong.
won.
Neil Armstrong.
Oh,
Nobody that deserved
Neil,
it.
Neil Newborn.
Yeah,
Neil
let's-
Newborn.
let's
That's the one.
call it.
Not Neil Armstrong.
Nobody that deserved it. He was what a performance Clive was. What a performance. What a game. And he was snubbed. Baldur's Gate 3. Somehow that's still getting nominated for awards 3
Let's
years
go,
later.
baby.
It's rigged.
Let's
Listen,
go,
it's insane
baby.
Baldur's Gate is still getting nominated. That's
a
crazy.
good game. It's a good game, man. But yeah, I think it's probably gonna be Jennifer English wins this.
I
would
voted Ben Starr. I got to believe in the GOAT.
I think
would
Ben Starr
like
will
Ben
get
Starr
a
to
game
win.
award one day.
Although his best
listen.
performance of the year is in Final Fantasy Tactics.
Well,
If you know-
well.
you know what's up.
Excuse me. He was in the first Berserker Kazan, and Wolf knows he was the
True.
best part of that game.
True. I want you to know, Jack. I forgot I played that game. Just straight up.
You played it for a long time too, because you were like,
Yeah.
didn't think it would
I
be as
played it
long
for
as
like
was.
20 hours, and then at a certain point, I had to sit there and I was like, I'm not having fun. I've just not enjoyed this. I gotta stop. Best audio design. 4 of us said Silent Hill F. 3 said Battlefield 6. 1 said Expedition, and 2 said Death Stranding 2. I think I forget what I chose. I think I chose Silent Hill F because I was just of the mind of like it'd be nice for it to win one award, and the audio is really good in that game.
Yeah, I picked Silent Hill because I hope to like that game eventually. Soon.
Yeah, I was on the Battlefield 6 train just because the sound design in that game. It is. That is kind of the
really
whole.
good.
If that game had bad sound design, like the whole thing would just fall apart.
Mm-hmm. Best score in music. 9 of us said Expedition 33, and 1 person said Death Stranding 2. Not much to say there.
Shout out that one person. Shout out.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, should be anything else, but hey, I guess Expedition's probably gonna win.
Well, nah, that one's earned, I'm afraid.
Boring ass game. All right, best art direction. 7 people said Expedition, which is insane, but sure that it's very possible for that to somehow win art direction. 1 said Hollow Knight, 1 said Hades 2, and 1 said Ghost of Yotei. If Ghost gets any awards at this show, it's a bad show. I'm just gonna say that right now.
So just pointing this out, Tsushima won art direction at the 2020 Game Awards.
This is the one direction. This is the one award it can win. I'm fine with Ghost of Yotei winning art direction. If somehow it gets narrative,
Oh, God.
that
Even I'm like,
oh
Yeah, I wouldn't give it a narrative award.
Anyways, but yeah, that sounds about right. I really hope Hollow Knight wins this because I love the art direction of that game so much, the hand-drawn aesthetic. But I also think maybe critics are like, "Oh, well, Hollow Knight did that first." I was like, should win. Best narrative, something we're all agreeance, 100% on Expedition 33. Which,
Yep.
yeah,
Great narrative.
It's a boring. one,
it's not even. I don't even think it's close for me. It's.
Dude, how did Ghost of Yotei get nominated for narrative? That is crazy.
Listen, people just didn't play many games this year. That's clear. Like I
I
really,
mean,
Look, Yote is one of my
Dispatch
favorite
is right
narratives
there.
of the year. No, Yote is one of my favorite games of the year, but like the narrative is like it's so predictable.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I'll talk about Yote later.
Oh no,
Oh, no.
this is my
Best,
first one with you talking about Yote.
best game direction. Another 100%. Everyone said it would be Expedition 33.
Yep.
Yeah, I did
I think it's just the
debate
Game of
this
the Year
one.
light award.
I did debate this one and think, oh, maybe they just give it to Death Stranding 2 just because. But no, I genuinely, which is funny because I don't think Death Stranding 2 wins a single award at this show, and that must be a first for Kojima.
Uh, yeah. Wait, I'm trying to think. He had something else. No, I guess that would be it. But at least for Game Awards specifically, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, when you make a bad narrative, Kojima, it doesn't win awards. So
Oh, is your little baby still mad?
listen, it was just the narrative itself
I
was
love
disappointing.
that ending though, with Troy Baker.
It's got a
going
great
through.
ending.
Yeah. Better than Expedition. Game of the Year, Expedition 33 got 9 of the votes, and then one person said Hades 2. That was Fusion. I believe in Fusion. I'd be so happy if Fusion was right there. Or if Hollow Knight Silksong won. Oh my god. Or Kingdom Come. Or Donkey Kong. Even Death Stranding. Honestly, I just don't want Expedition to win, but whatever. It's going to probably win because people
It's
like
probably
boring
gonna win.
games. Let's get into the news. But I'll ask you guys this. What are you guys thinking of announcements? You guys think anything crazy is going to get announced at this show? Like, might as well get some last
Honestly,
minute predictions.
I'm in a weird spot right now with like the Game Awards. Not like hating on Jeff. Let me preface, I would never. He's the GOAT. But I've been in the sports world, I guess, for the last couple months. So gaming announcements is something that hasn't really been front of mind. So I'm just looking for a good show with a couple good surprises.
Bro said gaming is dead.
Yeah, I know, right?
Rough. Hey, I mean that's just me with movies, so I get it. What about you, Jack? Anything crazy you think?
Prediction for the show: I think less people turn up in terms of industry people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just in general, I don't think
He's just
this
not.
show's.
He's just not sent out invites apparently this year, so it's just gonna be
Oh,
loads of
really?
fans. Yeah, but even like
Yeah.
people to collect awards, like, do you think people are gonna travel abroad right now? So
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know.
it,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say in terms of game prediction, just just not to get into it, I suppose. I wanted to say Mina, but I've lost a little bit of hope, which we'll get into. So I'm gonna say Marathon gets a release date here.
First trailer with 0 views.
Yep.
Honestly,
Everyone
I
goes
think Mina.
restroom break trailer. I don't know. Maybe I could see a marathon showing up. I feel like that's more likely like a Bungie event.
Yeah,
I could see
maybe.
Mina in the pre-show.
Yeah, I could see
Look,
maybe like a release date trailer.
I would love Mina to be there. Look, I want it to be Shadow Drop, but I just don't expect it.
If they really need one big push, you've got to do it at an event like this.
I mean, yeah. Why wouldn't you have it at the Game Awards, both for like Jeff
Because
and them?
because I feel like unless it's coming out like within this month, I just don't see it being there. Like I feel like Mina's going to be a game where they announce a date and it's like 2 weeks out, like Hades
Oh,
or Silso.
That's
I
my
think
thing,
it's
though.
gonna
I think it's like
release in
January.
February. Oh, I think February.
Yeah,
I
and at
think
that point,
early next year for
yeah.
sure. I mean, you might as well just have
Valentine's
it like
Day.
most people. Valentine's. Yeah, go from Halloween to Valentine's Day. That's actually a better omen, honestly.
Honestly, at this point, I just don't know if Yacht Club can afford it. Like, by the sounds of what they're saying, they probably can't
The
afford a
way they
trailer.
talking, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Definitely, we'll talk about that later. Let's get into the actual news. Netflix is in the news. WB is in the news. Major acquisition happened just this morning. Netflix has agreed to buy Warner Brothers, including game developers behind Mortal Kombat, Hogwarts Legacy, posted by Andy Robinson over at VGC. After weeks of bidding from companies including Comcast and Paramount and Skydance, or Paramount Skydance, the pair announced a deal worth $82.7 billion in enterprise value on Friday. Jack, if you can check real quick, how much was the Activision Blizzard deal? Because I think that's now more expensive than the Activision Blizzard
It
acquisition.
is more expensive. I think the
Wait, how much is this one?
was 70.
This
A
one's
little under
82.7.
I
So
mean,
this one's
yeah.
82.7, and I think Activision Blizzard was like 72 billion. At
It
least
might have
on
been
the
more by
company
the
app.
time it finished, but yeah, I think that was the
That's true.
announced number.
Yeah, if you could find that real quick. Warner Brothers owns IPs such as Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, and DC Universe. It also owns game developers like Mortal Kombat's NetherRealm Studios, Batman Arkham creator Rocksteady, Hogwarts Legacy Avalanche, and Lego game studio TT Games. According to Netflix, the deal, quote, brings together two pioneering entertainment businesses, combining Netflix's innovation, global reach, and best-in-class streaming service with Warner Brothers' century-long legacy of world-class storytelling. The U.S. competition regulator is likely to get involved before the deal closes, and Netflix is offering a $5 billion breakup fee if regulators don't approve the deal, according to Bloomberg. The deal's going to get approved. I'll say that right now. I don't believe in the FTC or FCC. I always forget the organization to try to break up a deal this massive because I don't think they know what they're doing. So I think this deal's going to go through pretty easily,
Yeah.
which I'm not a fan of big mergers and acquisitions like this. I just think it's kind of gross. I believe in competition being the thing that should fuel creativity and everything. And this is very much anti-competition because it's like, oh, let's just get together so that we don't have to compete. But yeah,
I agree. However, Warner Bros. Was gonna get bought or go bankrupt. And I think out of all of the listed names, Netflix, even though I'm not a fan of it, was probably the best landing spot.
do you think?
Oh,
I mean,
I
there
don't
was.
think
I mean,
a
listen.
Comcast or I just think
One of the
Netflix.
names bench
Hmm,
was Sony.
still,
I think Sony might have been probably the best case scenario if I was being honest.
yeah, I think from a gaming standpoint, but I
Yeah,
think
for
from
sure,
an
gaming.
entertainment standpoint, I think
That's true.
Netflix is probably better,
It's tough,
but
yeah, because
time will
Netflix.
tell.
The problem with Netflix, they're such a quantity over quality factory when it comes to like movies and TV, where they just put out
Hmm.
so much bullshit, and garbage, just really bad entertainment, in the hopes of like more content equals more subscribers. But at the same time, it's like they do have very high quality shows and movies that come out every now and then from them. And it's that thing of like maybe Warner Brothers will be able to kind of straighten out their entertainment pipeline and not keep making these insanely garbage decisions that they've been doing the past few years. It's tough because I feel like right now both these companies I don't like at all. So the
Hmm.
thought of both of them coming together, eventually like solving the issues for both of them, just doesn't compute in my mind.
Yeah,
I think
I do
from an
too.
entertainment standpoint, you can definitely make the argument this is gonna suck because like obviously this is gonna do a lot of damage on like the cinema industry, which is already not doing
Theaters.
great because they're just gonna keep pulling more. Like obviously Netflix is weird. Like sometimes they put movies in, but only like weeks after they've already debuted on a Netflix. So it's like, well, what's the point of that?
Exactly.
But then like from the gaming side, like Netflix basically shut its gaming division last year. They
Yeah.
invested in AAA and then they gave up. So like, what are they going to do with? My hope is that they just kind of leave it untouched and maybe try and get some of the people who are really bad decision makers out, so they don't turn Hogwarts Legacy 2 into a live service slop. That probably won't happen. So if I was to completely speculate at this moment, I think the games division gets sold off. But that's just me right now.
Yeah, I'm
I
very
can see
curious
that.
about the games division for sure. That's going to be the weird part. I mean, they have big IPs, and the problem, Jack, with the games division is a lot of those IPs are reliant on Warner Brothers IPs. So something like Batman Arkham creator Rocksteady, they require the DC characters. Avalanche, that's like Harry Potter. Same with like TT Games, they take some Lego stuff. Now, granted, they can work directly with Lego for those IPs, so I think they'll be more fine. But even like NetherRealm, it's like, okay, so what? They can only really work on Mortal Kombat now if they don't have access to Injustice. And we saw what happened the last time they did two Mortal Kombats in a row.
I definitely agree. However, it's not the first time that it's been reported that they were shopping those studios around, and even then, people like there were a lot of companies showing interest in buying them, even without the IP. It's just that apparently Warner Brothers was overcharging for them. Whereas
Oh yeah, that's
Netflix,
for
I think,
sure.
is just going to try and bring in as much money as possible to pay for this. Which, like, looking at the number, like obviously it's bigger than Activision Blizzard, but it does kind of make sense when it's a 100-year-old brand that's basically been in shitified recently, so it probably would be worth a lot more if Zaslav hadn't been such a twonk over the last few years.
Dude, you want to talk about top 5 worst CEOs of entertainment brands? Oh my god, Zaslav might be on that list. He is really bad. Dude, Pro was ass. Yeah, it's frustrating, but we talk about the gaming side of things. I mean, what do you guys think this means for these developers? Do you think, let's say, like, just from the hypothetical, Netflix decides to keep those studios, are we getting layoffs? Or, I mean, obviously we're getting layoffs. We know that for sure. But do you think that those layoffs will actually start affecting the game's developments? Will they be forced to work on like Netflix IPs even? Like, is Rocksteady gonna make a K-pop Demon Hunters game? Actually, that sounds kind of fire. I'd be down for that.
I was gonna say, like, actually,
yeah,
maybe
but like, yeah, I mean, in general though, do you think these like is gonna affect the game's pipeline, or is like, nope, keep it as per usual, just stick to the things you were already working on?
I mean, I think WB's games division is already kind of a mess.
For
so
sure.
I'm not sure where it goes from here.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, but I still kind of hope Netflix doesn't get too hands-on because, like I say, they've already shut down their own games division, and whatever Netflix games they've kept are basically they just want like casual, like Jackbox style games on the service, which is fully respectable. But do you really want like Rocksteady working on those kind of games? Like I say, I think the only real option is they get sold off. Like, I don't know, maybe Embracer buys them because they're a stupid company.
Buy
But
anything.
exactly. Maybe like the Traveler's Tales, like maybe Netflix can find a good place for them because with Netflix IP as well as WB, yeah, you could do something cool there. But yeah, like I just don't see a world in which Rocksteady and WB Montreal and I was going to say Monolith Productions, but they're dead. Are like kept around under Netflix. I know, I'm still sobbing. But yeah, I think if they do take over, they either sell them or they keep hands off.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be hands off, but I definitely see the selling them off strategy very possibly as well. Just sucks. I'm not a big fan of these acquisitions, but I mean, hey, like Bench said, it's not like Warner Brothers was doing any good right now, so maybe it is for the best that they just get acquired. Let's get into our next story, Jack. This is for you and me. Yacht Club Games, Jason Schreier puts this on Blue Sky. Yacht Club Games needs a hit. In recent years, the maker of Shovel Knight had to lay off staff, pause a 3D project, and delay their next game indefinitely. The good news is that Mina the Hollower could be special. What's it called? Jason Schreier. Very, very good article. I highly recommend reading the whole thing. I just wanted to read that blurb so we can get the discussion started. This isn't too surprising for me. I kind of read the article and they talk about like they really needed a hit after Shovel Knight, and like Shovel Knight was big, but it wasn't like it was very big, but they've been kind of relying on the funds from Shovel Knight, and there was so many free content updates and a lot of other projects that they put out that just didn't seem to catch the world on fire the same way Shovel Knight did. I look at this, I'm sad, but I'm also not really surprised. But I also think that we'll be fine because they kind of said it's like Mina the Hollower, if it sold 500K, oh, we're like golden. We're totally set for years. If it sold 200K, we'll be fine. If it sells 100K, that's not good enough. I think it sells like 200K at least for sure. If not, hits that 500K number. But Jack, what do you think about this whole situation?
Yeah, like you say, it's obviously Shovel Knight made a lot of money, but when you're spending almost a decade releasing free content for it and probably not selling that many more copies afterwards. Yeah, like even like at the time I remember like most of us were like, hey, why aren't you charging for these? Like you've definitely kept up your Kickstarter promise.
Yeah.
But I remember when they released Treasure Trove on Switch, it was just like, oh perfect, I have an excuse to give them money. So I was quite happy to get that. But then like yeah, there was the two spin-offs which I didn't really hear much about. They weren't really my genre, so I didn't really jump in. They published Cyber Shadow, which I heard good things about, but I don't know if it really popped off the way they needed it to. And then since then, yeah, like they said they've split into two teams, and that sounds very ambitious for a studio like Yacht Club. So it just sounds like mismanaged to me, but I obviously don't know what was going on behind the scenes other than what Schreier has said. So I think focusing in on and sort of readjusting to being one team that works on one thing at a time while probably less creative in the long run, does make more sense.
Yeah, it just makes the most sense possible at this point to work on that. Sorry. I'm just curious to see like when we get that Mina the Hollow War game, like the release. It's always that worry of like, okay, but does it get overshadowed by another indie game that comes out around the same time? And that's why I do believe in the January release date because nothing else comes out in January. So I think it'll be very safe, kind of nestled in that early part of the year, this start of the year banger, and then kind of like be able to like rest on its laurels, get some extra sales on top of that. That's kind of what I think Yacht Club should be shooting for.
My game of the year coming out in January, I'm happy for that. I get to spend the whole year just vibing with it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's a weird feeling when your game of the year comes out so early in the year because it's just like, well, damn, like I guess games suck or I just played something really special.
Yeah.
Because that feels weird. Let's get into our next story. This is a weird one. Sony Interactive Entertainment partners with Bad Robot Games to produce and publish the studio's first internally developed game. New 4-player competitive shooter from game director Mike Booth, Left 4 Dead, in development for PlayStation 5 and PC. Sony Interactive Entertainment today announced a partnership with video game studio Bad Robot Games, a division of Bad Robot, the film, television, and theater production company founded by J.J. Abrams. Which I didn't know that when before when like yesterday I was like, what the fuck, J.J. Abrams? He's the new Star Wars movies guy who directed those. For SIE to produce and publish the studio's upcoming project, an unannounced 4-player cooperative shooter directed by Mike Booth, who worked on Left 4 Dead. This is pretty surprising to see Sony kind of very much outwardly saying, "Hey, we're working on another live service game with specifically like J.J. Abrams production company and that whole like outfit there." But I do think this could work. I mean, their biggest one was Helldivers 2, and like by far that was their biggest live service success, and that was working with a external company, not forcing one of your single player studios to work on something they don't really want to. And there's a case where it's like, hey, this guy worked on Left 4 Dead before. If you could try to strike gold on that Left 4 Dead formula again, it could be a very massive hit on the scale of even a Helldivers.
Yeah, I agree. I know this is probably getting a lot of hate, but I think it worked with Helldivers, and I think it could work again. I think it definitely saves your studios from having to make possible duds, but I think external studios who are already well versed in live service, I think it could be successful.
Okay, we're just having some technical difficulties. If you give me a moment, I'll move on to the next story. So, the next story, Tim Kaine rejoins Obsidian. This comes from Canoodle on Blue Sky. Yeah, legendary game director from Obsidian. He works on loads of classic franchises. He's back. He went into semi-retirement earlier this year. Not early. Was it early this year? I can't remember. I should be reading the story instead of just coming off the top of my head. But yeah, he works with Obsidian for a long time. I think he worked on a lot of their. He worked on like Pillars of Eternity. He worked on Tyranny, and yeah, he's back. So
he was the director for Outer Worlds 1.
So he's the director of Outer Worlds 1. He is the original creator of Fallout. He worked on Fallout 1, was kind of the sole designer of that game for a while, working on that. He had a YouTube channel for a while, and he retired a few years ago. I think actually not even this year. I think it was quite a bit ago, doing like freelance work and whatnot, and working on the YouTube channel. But him coming back to Obsidian is a pretty big deal because it's. He also had a quote that came out of just like, "You're never gonna guess what I'm working on." I want to believe. Okay, I want to believe it's a Fallout game. I don't think it is. I think he's the type to be like, "Nah, I want to work on something new." But it's very possible that he is working on that. And really, Obsidian's been weirdly kind of rehiring a lot of that Fallout New Vegas team. I'm pretty sure Tim Kaine also worked on Fallout New Vegas in some way. So I don't know. In my mind, it seems kind of clear that they're working on some type of Fallout game. And they keep saying it's like I'm not working on Fallout. It's like okay, we'll see about that. You know,
Obsidian is also in a very interesting spot because we know they are a pretty much a 2 to 3 game at a time studio. One of those teams is on Grounded 2, but the other two teams just released new games. So
And they're
we're going
working
to
on
assume
support. I think they're both getting DLC, aren't they?
yeah, Avowed. Or no,
Avowed
got
isn't
its
getting
last
DLC.
patch. Yeah, they
Avowed
said
is
they're
get-
not getting DLC.
Outer Worlds 2 is getting on DLC, but I would very highly doubt that the entire studio is on the DLC. So
Yeah,
I
they're
think
working
you're
on
going to
Grounded support.
Obsidian is going to go quiet for a while probably, but you have to think maybe a Fallout game is one of those teams. But besides that, I mean, they're probably going to come out with something new and surprising because I think they're done with Outer Worlds for right now after the DLC. So it'll be
If they're not
interesting.
working, if they're not working on a Fallout game, then that is the most wasted franchise ever. Because it's
Yeah.
like you have the guys who made a Fallout game before and is very highly revered. I don't care if they don't want to work on it. Fucking make them work on it. And I know that may sound anti-art or anti-artist, but I'm gonna be honest. Some artists are stupid. You gotta tell them what to do. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm on the CEO's side here. But in all seriousness, I just think it's like it'd be silly to imagine that they're like they have just no desire to work on a Fallout game. I mean, Josh Sawyer at one point earlier this year, I think, said he would like to work on a Fallout game again or some kind of big RPG in some way. So it's interesting that it's like I feel like there's a lot of smoke that's dictating that some type of Fallout announcement, maybe not an announcement anytime soon, but at the very least, some type of game is being developed right now. Considering especially the popularity of the TV show, dude, if I saw the way season 1 popped off, I'm Phil Spencer. I'm calling Obsidian. It's like I don't care what you guys are making. Have a team on Fallout. Get some type of team ready on Fallout because this is it's too big of an IP.
Yeah, it always sounded like it was more like Bethesda didn't want them to make Fallout New Vegas 2, and like nowadays with Xbox being as controlling as they are, like you kind of just assume that they're just going to go in and say, yeah, we don't really care what you want. Work on Elder Scrolls 6. Obsidian's getting Fallout.
Yeah, very possible. I hope so. I hope we get a new Fallout soon because I love that franchise and I am ready for, especially one from Obsidian. I want to see what they can do with that IP again. Let's get into our next story. I appreciate you taking over for a second, Jack. I don't know why my headphones just decided to run out of batteries.
It's okay.
Wireless,
I
hate
wish I
wireless.
remember. I just wish I had my notes ready so I could pretend to know what I was talking about.
Hey, you did a pretty good job. Half the time I don't know what I'm talking about. So you got to host the show one of these days, man.
Maybe April Fools.
Yeah, that'd be actually cool. I'd be down. Shinobi has our next story. Eidos Montreal hit with more layoffs, working as a support studio with most projects seemingly canceled. This follows prior layoffs back March when 75 devs were let go. Embracer previously canceled a new Deus Ex game early last year. Sadly, not too surprising. I mean, they've been very aggressive on this studio, and it feels like every couple months we just heard Eidos Montreal is letting go of more people. Crystal Dynamics is letting more people. And it's like feels like more and more that these Western AAA the studios that are not owned by a Sony, Microsoft, that the big AAAs, these other AAAs like Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal are just kind of thrown to the wayside, have been kind of constantly screwed over. They're both owned by Embracer also, so that does not help at all. It's just a little frustrating because Eidos Montreal makes really good games, and I know people really love those new Deus Ex games, and the idea of a new Deus Ex game from that same studio sounded really exciting, but it seems like at this point they're going to be sitting as a kind of support type studio, at least for a few years until they can hopefully eventually get their footing again.
It's just weird because it's like I feel like this is why you buy them. You buy them to get them on Deus Ex. So
I don't know.
unless it came as a package deal and Square Enix was like, we're only selling Crystal Dynamics and Eidos as a double pack, or don't take the deal. But even then, it's just weird. Yeah. So I mean, they're currently co-developing Grounded 2, so I assume that's their only real game, and maybe they're helping on Tomb Raider. Oh,
there's support dev for Thief.
Yeah, they also do. I think Schreier said they did on support for Fable, because that was it. Because Crystal Dynamics was co-developing Perfect Dark, and Eidos was on Fable, which is why it always seemed weird that Microsoft wasn't the one that scooped them up. But who knows?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just it's really disappointing to see because it's like Eidos does deserve better, and like their last game flopped, but it wasn't really their fault. So yeah.
Quick, slight breaking news.
Uh-oh.
I just this is specifically just for me, or like my GTA fans especially. GTA 5 got another online update, which always happens, but this time they brought back Michael DeSanta. You guys remember
Mhm.
Michael, right?
I do.
So the big thing with this is that they finally got him back into the GTA Online story. They had Franklin come back, they had Trevor come back, but they never had Michael come back. And now he's finally back, and they have like a whole plot line with him. I just think that's really cool because they've been
Yeah,
saying for a while for Michael to come back into GTA Online. And
the type.
the actor for him, Ned Luke, was just like, "I'm back, bitches," which is awesome.
The
Mike,
type.
Mike, yeah, one of the three of them should kill the protagonist of GTA Online right before the GTA 6 comes out.
That'd be
just
so
like just
good as like
end
a
it there.
canon. It deletes your save file.
Yep.
That'd be awesome, actually. Next story. This is a quick one. Replaced finally gets a date, March 12th. Noble put that on Xbox Series and PC. Also, Game Pass day one. This game looks really cool. It's that pixel art kind of like 2D, very very visually distinct pixel art game. I feel like it's been gestating for such a long time that I'm kind of been like less excited for it as the years been gone by. But it seems like this is gonna finally be the day it comes out, which we'll see. We'll see if it hits this date, but I'm excited. I want to check it out at least, depending on what it is. If it's like if it's an experience game, that's gonna be a harder sell for me. But I mean, I'll still check it out.
Yeah,
I've been
I hope it's good
growing.
because the first reveal was always looked great.
Yeah. Let's get into reviews of the week, boys. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is our first one, sitting at an 81 on OpenCritic. Kind of surprised. I thought it would have been a bit higher. Not that 81 is bad. That's a really, really good score. It's just the way that people talk about Shredder's Revenge. It seems like this is kind of a step down in terms of gameplay, but very, very impressive nonetheless. Large cast of Marvel characters. It looks gorgeous. I love the style of it. Maybe eventually I want to check this one out because it does look like a fun time. Jack, did you have interest?
I did. This was going to be a day one for me, but I might just hold off for the physical, and I'm kind of got bad vibes around Disney at the moment. So but like this is a good year for Dotemu when you think about it. Like they've had this, they've had Shinobi, they had Absalom. So I
Oh
don't
no, they
know.
didn't do Shinobi. They did Ragebound. Shinobi's
Ragebound, of course, and Shinobi for Sega. God, yeah. But
it's nowhere I get.
my point stands. Those three games like have all done pretty well, especially the other two. So yeah, they've had a pretty loaded year.
Yeah, deserved. I mean, they're an awesome developer, and I'm glad for them to be making games like that.
Yeah.
Uh, Next one, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, sitting at an 82. Lots of eights, some pretty decent scores all around. People are very into it. I feel like this is both like lower and higher than I expected. I almost think that the more I saw of the game, the more I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to be a lower 80s. But like, it's that thing of, man, this was like 8 years ago, and it was never going to live up to the hype. I fully expected that. I fully understood that. All I wanted was just to play another Metroid Prime game. But it is that feeling of like, I wonder what the like kind of temperature around this game would have been if it came out like 3 years after it was revealed. Everyone was like, "This is awesome! Oh my god!" And it's like a high 80s at that point because there wasn't this expectation set behind it. Uh, I'll be honest at this point though, with all the weeks leading up, I'm like so tired of Metroid Discourse. I kind of just want to sit down and play it. So hopefully I'll load that up soon. Looks like definitely what I wanted, which is just another Metroid Prime game. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'll talk about it later, but I'm playing it right now, and I'm enjoying it so far. I definitely thought it'd score higher though.
Yeah, I think it's just the time until release, and then just things about it on the other side of the side characters seem to be kind of annoying. So we'll see. I'll see. That was the thing that really like I have side characters in Metroid, but it's fine, whatever. And then finally, Octopath Traveler 0 sitting at an 80. Lots of eights, lots of sevens, decently doing well. Fantasy Critic screwed Jack because it's saying it's a 79 for him. Is it yours, Fantasy Critic Jack, or someone else's?
Someone else's, so I'm okay.
Oh, okay, cool. But you were just sad for your friend, whoever picked it. I get
Exactly.
But yeah, it's sitting at an 80 right now. The most surprising thing was Greg Miller at Kind of Funny gave this game a 9 and was like, "This is my game of the year." So God bless him.
Yeah.
uh, Honestly, the way you were talking about it on the review, I'm like, damn, I kind of want to play this. I've always really been a big fan of Octopath, but they're just too big and meaty. Could have phrased that better. They're too big. No, they're very large video games, and it gets hard for me to really invest my time in it. But I do enjoy them for what they are, so I'm hoping to pick this up on like a discount maybe next year.
Yeah, and good thing it's already not a full price game. It's $50.
Yeah, which is awesome. I mean, that's
Yeah,
that
so
they
I
understand
definitely
what their IP is.
yeah. Octopath I think is my biggest blind spot with JRPGs, and it's something I tend to fix, but this is just the third one, so I've got to get through the others. But I'm from the people I trust in like that space, they definitely seem to really have enjoyed it.
Yeah, a lot, which is really awesome to see. I'm into that town building. I think looks like a ton of fun. Let's get in to what we've been playing. All right, guys. So I'm on that Power Wash Simulator 2 grind. Here's the thing. This game makes me sad for one reason. Why aren't more video games this good? Like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be facetious, but like genuinely I play this and I think like they figured it out. They figured out how to make the perfect sound effects, the perfect gameplay loops to create a game that just hits my brain for a critical hit. And it's like, this is it. This is what gaming is to me. Am I being overzealous? Yes. But fuck it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite game of the year. No, it's not that, but it's definitely one of my favorites, and I don't care what anyone says. It's just top of the line. It's top of the line simulator, man. I love those games.
Listen, I'm just saying,
Um,
Square Enix fucked up there by letting Power Wash go. They should they should have held on to that, and that would have saved their business.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I think honestly, Future Lab wanted to get away from a publishing partner, and they were like, we want to self-publish. And I think
Yeah,
that's why they
probably.
made Power Wash Simulator 2 and not just keep updating one, because it's like, no, this is our game now. But yeah, I'll talk real quick about Ghost of Yotei, because I barely played it since the last podcast. I just have to accept this isn't for me. I think I'll try to finish it. I don't know if I will, but it's just a game that like I can't stand playing. I can't stand the slow walking, boring cutscenes with the driest dialogue humanly possible. Here's my biggest problem. Okay, and I don't know if this is me being annoying. I don't like how Atsu has a wolf pack. I am a sole Ronin on revenge, completely throwing away all these friendships and values and anything like that. I'm focused on a singular goal. And yet, every new area, she's like a social butterfly and is like, oh, yeah, let's hang out. Let's talk. Let's hang out. Let's, go on a quest together. I don't want to. Let me do it by myself. And it gets to the point where these characters are so uninteresting that I'm like, why are you even talking to them, Atsu? There's some that I'm like, okay, I'm interested in you and it makes sense why we're talking. But then there's others, it's like, you add so little to the point where I don't understand why Atsu doesn't go, all right, thank you for the help, bye. I don't like how there's a wolf pack. I think the game should just be a solo Ronin adventure because I thought that was the fantasy that I was being sold on. But God forbid a Sony game doesn't have annoying, boring companions. I think the game is still good. I don't know. I've kind of gotten more sick of it as I keep playing it, and now to the point where I've done all the side stuff and like kind of messing around in the open world, which I enjoy. I'm stuck doing the main quest, and I just don't want to do the main quest right now.
Listen, man, I disagree strongly. I love this game. However, I get it, and if you don't want to finish it, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I understand why people like this game. I said it when I was talking to Fusion about it. Is that this is just a me problem? It's like these games aren't for me anymore, and I just have to accept that.
And like, I get that. I'm just surprised this is the one that did it to you. Like, not any of the million other Sony open world games you've played. It's this one that's done it. Because like, I think this is like in the same vein as
by
like
the numbers I've gotten to. That's my thing. Is that it doesn't feel like it's trying anything crazy new. I'm just like kind of in the same mold as I've been with all the others, and not even just Sony open worlds, just a lot of open worlds in general. Which is weird because I really love Tsushima.
Yeah, like I say,
It's a different person, man.
it just surprised me. It just surprised me.
No, yeah, I get why people like this game. I've lost touch of myself. Bench, you want to talk about tactics?
Yeah, I mean, I've been for the past about week and a half playing through Final Fantasy Tactics for the first time, and it's everything everybody hyped it up to be and more. This game is the one word I'd use to describe it is special. Just everything about it is with care. It's the story is like every other line in this game is quotable from like a deep, deep level. Is how like well written it is, on top of a just pristine voice cast. Like a lot of these people haven't been in a lot of stuff, but they are delivering above and beyond just their job is to do voice these characters in a way that's just so immersive and engrossing on top of just a gameplay loop and system that is just extremely good. The job system and how you unlock the jobs and manage everything is so good. And then just the moment to moment gameplay is just addicting. Just constant tactic battles and just the main story. There's twists, turns. It's like Game of Thrones, just all over the place in the best possible way. And this could be one of Square Enix's greatest works, and I'm glad that it's back in the modern day with voice acting that is so good that just in all these modern things, it's been extremely enjoyable and is probably going to be in my top 25 of all time when it's all said and done. So yeah, I cannot sing its praises anymore. It's that good.
Would that be like the third or fourth Final Fantasy in the top 25 for you?
It'll be the first tile game in the top 25.
Oh, tiles. Ooh. I like tile games. I don't know what the tone against tiles. I like tiles.
Yeah, I probably it'll be one of them in there, but it's all my expectations have been blown away, even with how well I've heard this game be talked about.
That's great to hear. I would be one I want to check out. I do like my tiles. I do
Mhm.
think that voice cast is interesting because it has Ben Starr. It had another big voice actor. I don't remember. I just remember Ben Starr was like the biggest.
The
But otherwise,
Cloud and Aerith voice actors are in it, but they're very
that's
brief.
it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. But yeah, it seems like people are really into it, and it's a lot of the kind of criticism was like the art style of the new graphics. They look fine to you.
Yeah, they look just fine. I mean, it still looks like an older game, but I've played worse looking games.
Yeah, it's more so just the way it was remastered was interesting, but it seems like people
Yeah, I'm not having
kind of
any
turned
issues
around and
with
they're
it.
fine with it.
Mhm.
Nice. That's good to hear. I want to check that out. Real quick, small breaking news. So we're thing related to our first story. Paramount is now reportedly looking to launch a hostile bid for Warner Brothers. They feel their $30 a share all cash offer is higher than what Netflix offered in terms of cash, stock, and the value of the cable business spinoff. And my favorite thing is the first reply is exactly how I feel. Paramount versus Netflix, face off. Hitler versus Stalin. I'm not. Listen, listen. They're not. Neither are very good. It's just very funny to see these giant corporations get mad and start out trying to outbid each other.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do like it when the girls are fighting. So just leave them to it.
Yep,
Let them bankrupt each other. It might
exactly.
be funny. Just the chaos.
Jack Corner. I see the Jack Corner. Let me in.
Jack Corner. Okay, I'll be quick. Hyrule Warriors. I 100%ed it. Did I have a reason to do it? No. Did I get anything for it? Not really. Did I do it anyway? Yes.
Dude, that's
I
me. Come, Jack, that's me. You don't gotta.
yeah,
That's what I do in games. No reason, but
yeah,
you
this
want to.
I've never 100%ed a Warriors game because they're always like 800 hours to 100% or something ridiculous like that. But this one was like pretty accessible. I was already most of the way done, so I was just like, ah, sod it. It took a lot longer than I thought, and towards the end, I really realized, what am I doing? But the gameplay's too fun, so I just kept doing it.
Very good game.
The Hyrule Warriors definitive edition 100% is so funny. It is ridiculous the amount of shit they put in that game to the point where
Look,
it's like, man, you guys should probably charge more. This is
I'm,
insane.
I'm thinking about it, man. I'm looking at that game again, and I'm like, maybe I should go back. Maybe I should.
Jack, you have so many games.
I
Come on.
know, but it's right there, and like, I don't know. I kind of need it. But until
I
then,
get it.
uh, Yeah, so I love it. Titans of the Tide, SpongeBob SquarePants. I played through
hell
all of
yeah,
this. Yeah, not hell yeah, sadly. It was
Aw,
pretty mid. It was
dang.
I really didn't like Cosmic Shake before it. That really disappointed me, and this is kind of more of that. This was better. I do think they
Okay.
clearly they are improving, but I just think it's still not that great. The level design's
Nothing
really
shit
poor.
Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Oh, 100% no. No, that is still the peak. And even then, like the remake of it felt cheap, and that's
Oh,
something I kind of want. Like, I'm gonna get into it with this, but it does feel cheap. It feels so. It feels like THQ Nordic is putting no money into the actual development of this game, which is fucking hilarious when you realize that they are hiring David Hasselhoff to not only do the trailers, but do a lot of lines in the game, and the song from the trailer is in the game itself. So it's like you clearly have money for him. Why don't you just put the money into like development? I don't know. That might be a crazy concept, but
Maybe
I
it's
don't know.
just the time between releases because it's been 2 years since Cosmic Shake. Maybe that's just it needed a bit more time.
Yeah, and even then, Disney Epic Mickey was last year, and Purple Lamp made that as well. So it's like
Oh
they're
wow,
clearly
they got a
rough.
pretty steady clip there.
Yeah, and again, I kind of just wish they'd spent more time on this, I suppose. But even then, like the level design, it just for a 3D platformer, the levels feel really linear, and like when you're supposed to be going back through them for collectibles, it just feels silly. Like they're all in places that just don't suit the design language of the genre. It's odd, and I think I got like 30% achievements on it, and I was like, yep, that's fine. I'm not going any further. I'm good. But I've played worse, especially this year. So it's just meh, really. But it's harmless, I suppose. And then last up, I started Shinobi. Yeah, I'm only a few hours in. The art style's fucking incredible. Everyone can see that just by looking at the game. The combat is that the hype for the combat I definitely feel is justified. Especially one-on-one fights. It's just so satisfying. Like you can see a way in where they made this, and it like just one little thing would have been off, and the whole thing would have been ruined. But no, it's perfect. It is just, especially the boss fights. Like, obviously it's easy to compare this to Ragebound, and at least so far, I think I prefer Ragebound more. But in terms of boss fights, this is way better. So just because you're able to actually maneuver around the bosses a lot easier, the actual combat feels impactful. Every little hit feels like it's actually doing something. Visuals incredible. Yeah, it's clearly an incredibly well made game, and I am very excited to carry on playing.
Hell yeah, dude! I mean, it looks awesome. Excited to jump into that hopefully soon. Yeah, man, it's just a lot of games right now, but I do really, really want to try to make time for that. I think that's everything. Boys, I mean, any
Oh, sorry,
oh, sorry,
Bench. Did you want to talk about Metroid?
Yeah, I mean, I'm only an hour in so far, so very early. But so far, like the music is very atmospheric. That definitely stands out, and the gameplay just feels very smooth. In the fact that, I mean, it just feels good to play, and it
Nice.
definitely like looks visually one of the best Nintendo games. Like the faces and stuff are surprisingly detailed to a way I didn't expect. However, Miles McKenzie, he's a problem. He is a problem.
Yeah, that was the expectation, honestly. Everything else looks so good that like it kind of sucked that all the discourse was about Miles. It's like, guys, what about the game? But then I hear
think-
him talk, I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I think he's leaving soon, so hopefully I just show him the door. Besides that, I
he's,
mean,
like,
it's
barely
been great.
leaving, I heard. So
Yeah, so
that's
far,
awesome to
I
hear,
mean,
man.
it's
It
been
looks
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it. I think I decided I want to for before end of year, I'm gonna do Prime 4. I want to do Shinobi, and I want to do KCD 2. I think those are my
Mhm.
December games, but pre Soggy's setup. There's so many other games I really, really wanted to get to this year, but I'm just gonna save them for next year. You know, at the end of the day, they're not going anywhere.
Is this like this time last year when you were like, I'm going to play Echoes of Wisdom by the end of the year? Is this this moment again? Are we witnessing the same moment?
We need to cool down, okay? Let's cool down. You're getting a little heated, buddy. All right, I'm gonna let
Listen,
you calm down for a second before you talk.
I'm just defensive. I'm just defensive about that game. Okay.
Oh yeah, I also almost forgot to say I was playing Pac-Man World 2. It's fine. It's kind of Jack. Honestly, everything you said about SpongeBob could be applied to Pac-Man World 2, where I was shocked by how linear Pac-Man World 2 is. It's like, oh wow, I thought it would be like bigger levels than this, but it's fine. It's
People have been hyping up Pac-Man World 2 for years, and at this point, I'm convinced it must just be nostalgia because everything I've heard about this
It's
remake,
100%.
everyone's just like, oh, it's good, it's good, and like even the people who are playing, like, I kind of expected a lot more, and I think Bandai Namco probably expected a lot more as well because people have been screaming about it.
They really been hyping up the marketing for it. Here's the thing, Jack. I have grown up for years of like top 10 best 3D platformers of all time, or like of the PS2 generation. And every single time I saw Pac-Man World 2 on that list, and it, me 3D platformer stand, and it would always be above like a Jack and Daxter or a Ratchet and Clank or Sly Cooper to be the goats. Now playing it, I'm like, you motherfuckers are nostalgia blind, okay? Jack, Ratchet, and Sly, I don't care if I'm nostalgia blind, 10 times better than this. It's still a good game. I still enjoy it, but like, let's cool it, okay?
Yeah, and at least I'm honest about Battle for Bikini Bottom. I'm just like, yeah, that
Yeah.
is nostalgia. That's fine.
Exactly. But anyways, that's our episode. I had a lot of fun, boys. It's gonna be interesting because next week is Game Awards, correct?
It
Yes.
is,
What day-
yes.
Yeah, what day is it specifically?
Thursday,
Uh,
the 11th.
yeah, it's Friday for me because it's gonna be like 4 a.m. when it finishes.
Jeez. Good luck with that, Jack.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Man, it was a fun episode. We're gonna talk all about Game Awards next week. Really excited to talk. Hopefully, we get some big reveals. That's the hope. We get, or you know what? Not even big reveals. I want cool reveals. I want just like, oh, that's something I was waiting for. Like, it's not like this like Naughty Dog game or Witcher 4, but it's just like, oh, this is a game I wanted to have a re-release or a remaster, or oh, this is a game I was like just interested in checking out eventually. Really, what I'm saying is I want Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. That would make the show. That would make it a good
Yeah.
show. Just that one alone. But hey, that's just me.
Hmm.
Anyways, boys, I hope we had a good time. Enjoyed podcasting with you two. I think I'm ready to head out. If you guys want to find us, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything, everywhere, all at once. Also follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming, and like and review the podcast. Apple Podcasts especially helps a ton. Anyways, we're heading out. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.